What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before I jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, we do have quite a bit of news in this video, but for some of the highlights, we have a potential first look at the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low OG in Shy Pink, the second pair. As well, we have a first look at one of the Levi's Air Jordan 3 collabs. And we have release details for the A Ma Maniere Air Jordan 6 in Smoky Mauve. Now, there's a couple leaks in this video, including the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Laser and the Mowalola Air Jordan 14 Mule. Now, there's more news from Jordan Brand in this video and a good lineup from Nike. And now, let's jump into the news. Alright, so we got official photos of the Nike Air Flightposite 1 in Midnight Navy. Now, this pair is close, well, somewhat close to the Jason Kidd PE. Not identical, of course, but I will say this is a clean colorway. I do like it. The only thing, and yes, I may sound like a broken record, but like I mentioned before, anytime I get the chance to talk about it, I'm going to, is they need to fix the medial side. How the outsole comes up, it doesn't come up high enough. It's really low and it really throws the look off. I know a lot of people have complained about it, and the reason why I continue to talk about it is in hopes somebody at Nike hears this and decides to fix it. But as for the release date, they are scheduled to drop on November 21st, and the retail price will be $250. Nigo and Nike have another pack dropping, which consists of two colorways of the Air Force 3 Low. Now, on a side note, I did hear that there are more collabs coming with Nigo and Nike in 2026, but they will move on from the Air Force 3. But this pack is known as the Kintsugi Pack, and the two have a mismatched theme. It's something I like. I actually like the design on them. Now, for those who don't know what Kintsugi is, according to Google, it's Japanese art of repairing broken pottery by mending the cracks with lacquer, dusted or mixed with powdered gold, silver, or platinum. So in the main image that I'm going to use, you'll see the background of it. That's basically what it looks like. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this style of pottery. But we have one pair that's dressed in bamboo, multicolor, and gum medium brown, while the second features phantom, bamboo, and night stadium. So on the left shoe, the Kintsugi design is placed on the toe, and then on the right, it starts on the panels and wraps the heels. They also come with special packaging and Letterman-like letters. So for this pack, we have two release dates. The first one's going to be for November 15th, and they'll be available at Human Made and Dover Street Market. Now, the second release date will take place on November 20th, and they'll be available on the Sneakers app. Also, the retail price is $160 each. As most of you know, the Nike Kobe 5 Protro Lower Merion Aces Away will return in 2026. Alongside the shoes, we have the Air Force 1 Low. Now, in a previous video, I did show off the home pair, but now we have a first look at the Away. So this pair features a pretty simple color blocking. It's dressed in team red and white. As you can see, team red is placed across the upper in the swoosh, and then we have that snakeskin detailing across the upper in the swoosh, as well as the eye stays. Now, this look has been placed on quite a few Air Force 1 Lows in collaboration with Kobe Bryant. Now, it also features the Kobe Shield logo on the lateral side towards the heel, and we can't see a clear shot of the heel, but we can tell that it's the number 33, which is the number Kobe Bryant wore in high school. I'm sure everybody knows this listening to this, but Lower Merion Aces is the high school that Kobe Bryant went to in Pennsylvania. Other details includes a white midsole and a red rubber outsole. Pretty clean pair. They're currently scheduled to drop on March 23rd alongside the home pair, and the retail price will be $120. I believe it was in the last video I talked about the Nardwuar Nike SB Dunk Low, the potential release date of December 6th. Now, at that time, I didn't know if it was for skate shops or the Sneakers app, but I knew they would drop at skate shops first and then, of course, on the Sneakers app. Well, yesterday, Nardwuar took to Twitter to give us the official release details. So, the December 6th release date will be for skate shops, and then they'll be available on the Sneakers app on December 9th. Now, there is a flyer that he posted, so I will go ahead and share that with you guys. And he's actually doing guest appearances at select skate shops. So on November 17th, he'll be at Kingswell in Los Angeles, and then on November 18th, he'll be at Furnace. Then he's moving to Toronto, and on November 24th, he'll be at Adrift, and then on November 25th, he'll be at Blue Tile. Following, he'll move to London, and on November 28th, he'll be at Slam City Skates, and then on November 30th, he'll be at Route 1. On December 4th, he'll be in New York at Labor, and then on December 7th, he'll be in Vancouver at Menu. Now, I'm going to assume that since he's visiting these places, there'll be a limited amount of pairs available to the public, although I don't have confirmation on that. Nardwuar did not announce it on his Twitter, but if you're in the area, definitely something to check out, get to see him in person, and potentially pick up your size. Oh yeah, the retail price is $140. Alright, so we finally have a first look at the Nike Kobe 9 EM Low Protro China. Now, most of us knew that this pair was returning. They were supposed to drop in October, but it never happened. We didn't see a first look. But then last week, official images leaked of the grade school pair, and then shortly after that, we got official photos of the adult pair, or I should say in adult sizing. So this is an original colorway that dropped on August 30th, 2014. The official colorway is University Red, Metallic Gold, and Black, and what I've always liked about this shoe is the tongue. The tongue has some really cool artwork connecting to China. I really wish they did an alternate version where the design that's used on the tongue, they did it on the upper. I think that would look super clean. Not to take away from this pair, of course, because it's really nice as well. But as for the release date, they are scheduled to drop on November 22nd. The retail price in adult sizing is $190, while grade school sizes will cost $120. We have some new photos of the DaShawn Jordan Nike SB Dunk Low, and this so far is my number one SB Dunk for 2026. Super clean pair. I remember there was a time where it was super difficult to get SB Dunks. Yes, certain pairs are still hard to obtain. I'm sure the Nardwuar will be difficult. The Costco pair probably as well. And I'm kind of thinking this pair might be. I hope not. I'm hoping I'm able to get pretty easily. But the pair features a string, black, bright spruce, furious purple, dark russet, and black colorway. Now, the inspiration for this shoe comes from his hometown in Chandler, Arizona, or just Arizona as a whole. We have rattlesnake texture on the overlays, black across the base, and the purple and teal accents. I haven't heard him say this, but I do believe it's a tribute to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, with these photos, we can see that it comes with the lace dubray, which is a rattlesnake with fangs. I really think that's dope. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date for this shoe, but they are expected to drop spring 2026, which means a release will take place between January and March, and the retail price will be $140. I'm kind of thinking that we're going to see this pair drop in January just because we're starting to see retail pairs pop up, but I could be wrong on that. Maybe I'll send them a message and see if he can give me like a time frame of when they'll be released. But yeah, stay tuned for more info. So we have a few Nike Air More Uptempo releases returning, and one of those will be the Cobalt Bliss pair. Now, to my knowledge, this is not an OG colorway, but they last dropped in 2023. So the images you're looking at is the 2023 pair, but what's interesting is the style code is the same, meaning they're not changing the shape. It's just going to be released like the 2023 pair. No changes whatsoever. So if you own them and they're in good shape, really no reason to pick these up, but if your pair is beat or you don't own them, then this will be another chance. Now, the official colorway is black, white, multicolor, and Cobalt Bliss. As you can see, we have the large air on the panels, which is outlined in Cobalt Bliss. The base features black nubuck. We have white leather across the toe with a black swoosh. And then on the heels, we have that jeweled-like swoosh, which appears to be done in silver. Or it could be gray, it's hard to tell for me. The pair also comes with black mesh tongues, and then the outsole is mainly done in white and black, but the swoosh logos and air features Cobalt Bliss. So for this pair, no specific release date, but they are returning fall 2026, which means a release will take place between July and September. Also, the retail price will be $180. Personally, I don't care how many times this pair re-releases. I'm always happy to see it land on shelves, but once again, the Nike Air More Uptempo OG in black and white will be released, but this time in fall 2026. Now, this is an OG colorway, worn by Scottie Pippen. The model has always been associated with Pippen, but it's technically not part of his signature line. Other players did wear them in the mid-90s as well. but it appears that every 3 years, the pair is re-releasing. So we last saw the pair re-release in 2023, but before that, it was in 2020. Now, I believe they re-released also in 2016, so that was, 4 years, but I did pick up 2 pairs of the 2016 release. One I still have dead stock, the other I wore into the ground. I really don't want to undead stock my 2016 pair, so I will be picking this up. Just a really nice shoe. Super simple, clean. No, it's not a Panda. I saw somebody call the Taxi 12s Panda 12s. I think he was trolling, of course, but I was like, oh my god, don't start this. But again, with this pair, the style code is the same as the 2023. So nothing will change as far as the colors used, the shape, all the same. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date. But just like the Cobalt Bliss pair, they're going to drop in fall 2026, meaning they'll be available between July and September. Also, the retail price will be $180. So the retail price has gone up $10 on these, which is unfortunate. But one thing I will say is that Nike basketball, the retro side of things, has got me excited. There's certain pairs from Jordan brand that does that for me, but I feel that Nike basketball is bringing back some really nice releases. For example, in the last video, I talked about the glove returning. We also have the Bacons. Both of those pairs I need to pick up. And of course, this pair, it's another classic. Alright, so shortly after we received a first look, we received official photos of the Air Jordan 3 Champagne Oysters. Now, as most of you know, this is a women's exclusive release. And obviously, with the official photos, we can tell a lot more of what's going on compared to the first look because it was only one image. Now, there is something that has changed. From the original pair that I saw, the sample, it featured suede around the toe and heel. And even if you briefly look at the first look pair, it doesn't really look like suede, but I think due to the lighting, you can't see the elephant print. But the pair will actually feature elephant print. It's just very subtle. And the material has changed, so it won't be suede, it's actually leather. I don't know if that will make a difference to anybody, but I do think overall the pair is clean. I like the gold detailing, I like the cell upper, and the icy blue translucent outsole. Now, this pair is scheduled to drop on November 22nd, and the retail price will be $205. Alright, so yesterday, images started to go around of a pair that Trae Young was seen wearing on feet of the Air Jordan 3. It's known as Playground due to the design used on the upper. It does resemble that of the Michael Jordan's Playground poster that was produced back in 1989. In that poster, he was wearing the Air Jordan 4, the bread colorway, which is a little bit different because I would think that this design would be on the Air Jordan 4. Not that it matters. Jordan brand is known to add different elements to different signature shoes. But aside from the detailing on the upper, we really can't see a lot more. It does look like suede is used around the toe and heel, kind of like a gray hue. The mudguard also has a lighter shade of gray. The pair features a white midsole and it looks like a translucent outsole. So typically, I don't talk about shoes that aren't going to release because when I've done it before, people got upset. They only want to know about shoes releasing. I might change that going forward though, because, sample pairs going around, it's still worth talking about and some other stuff. But the reason why I'm mainly talking about it is because a lot of people are saying that they're going to drop in 2026. What I can say is, at the time of recording, there are no plans for this pair to be released. Now, of course, that could change, but unfortunately, no plans. I do feel, depending on how the internet reacts to them, which I haven't seen much, then again, I haven't been looking. If it's in a positive way, sure, we could see them in holiday 2026 or even 2027. But the way things stand at this moment, no, they're not releasing. So just wanted to give you guys the heads up on that. And let me know your thoughts down below. If they did release, would you pick them up? Or do you think they should stay unreleased and what appears to be an exclusive, at least for now, for Trae Young? Another big release coming this month, and we have the return of the Air Jordan 4 Black Cat. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because we have official photos. Those recently popped up. So like always, I wanted to share that with you guys. Now, I've been seeing some complaints about the shoes. I've been seeing quite a few people not happy with the shape. To me, I think the shape looks good. Maybe they're hoping that the shape was closer to the 2020 release, But as most of you know, a couple years back, Jordan Brand decided to change the shape, make it overall closer to OG for all Air Jordan 4 releases, not just the Black Cat pair. Now, I also saw another video going around, it was like a short, about the Air Jordan 4 Black Cat squeaking. I'll be honest, I didn't watch it entirely. I hope that it isn't an issue, though, for all pairs, and maybe it was just to that particular shoe. It would be weird that all Air Jordan 4s are now starting to squeak, or at least the Black Cat pair, because I've worn plenty of Air Jordan 4s and they never squeaked. The 10s, those are known to squeak, even though I really haven't had any issues with that. Now, as you guys know, this pair initially dropped in 2006. They last released in 2020. They sat in 2020, and apparently they went viral because of some TikTok videos, and they sold out. And then the resale price shot up on them. Now, for this release, it's going to be a massive GR. There's going to be tons of pairs available, but I will say there is quite a bit of hype for them, not just from sneakerheads, but people who buy maybe 4 to 5 pairs a year. A lot of high schoolers like these as well, according to my nephew. But a lot of stuff isn't moving like it once was. Either way, this is a pair I definitely would not buy at resale, because if for some reason they do sell out right away, which I don't think is going to happen, I think in time they'll sell out though. There will be plenty of restocks. But as for the release date, they're scheduled to drop on November 28th, and the retail price will be $220. New images of the Air Jordan 6 reverse infrared popped up. This pair is also known as Infrared Salesman Sample. So in a few videos ago, I did talk about this shoe. I showed off photos, but the pair did not have the sample tag attached to it. So I didn't get to show it off in the video. Yes, there was a couple photos going around of the sample tag, but that was from a replica seller, so I didn't want to showcase that. But here we have a clear shot of the tag as well as the box. And overall, I really like what they've done with the shoe. Beyond the color blocking, they're giving you like this OG, or I should say, late 90s experience. And as if you went to the outlets and came across a sample pair. So just to run down a little bit of history, this colorway never released. It was created in 1999, and I believe in an East Bay catalog in either 1999 or the year 2000, they were featured in there for sale. But what actually released is the OG infrared colorway in black and infrared. Now, it appears that there was a small production run of some sort, because some people did receive pairs. They were sample tagged, but I believe that they hit outlets. There wasn't a ton or anything like that, but some people did come up on pairs. Now, the blocking is pretty much the same as the OG, but we have more red on the midsole, and the Nike Air on the heel is done in red, which I think is super dope. I wish the OG infrared had red Nike Air on the heel. That would have been really nice. But as you can see with the sample tag, it gives off some information. It's different than actual sample tags. It's not like on point. Personally, I've never seen a sample tag in black, but overall, I think they did a really good job on this shoe. Now, as for the release date, they're currently scheduled to drop on February 14th, and the retail price will be $215. So this will be the 2026 NBA All-Star Weekend release. One of a few. Alright, so we have an update on the A Ma Maniere Air Jordan 6, initially known as Smoky Mauve, but now they're being called Built For This. Now, before I go forward, this information does appear to be confirmed. A Ma Maniere is sharing a lot of other people talking about the shoe on their Twitter. However, I went to their website and I couldn't find anything about the shoes, which I found a little bit odd, because technically when they officially unveil a pair of shoes, like their collab, they kind of do like a press release thing with it. Also, the pair will drop sooner than expected. So they are dropping in November, initially thought to drop in December. One of the ways to purchase, which of course I'll go over, is via EQL, but I checked their EQL out. Nothing is posted at the time of recording. Now, I wish there was something posted. There's nothing even on their Instagram, just something they shared from somebody else, because it could let us know what the inspiration for the shoe is. I do like the nickname Built For This. I think it's clean. I just wish I could give you guys more information on the background of the shoes, because it appears that each pair they drop has a story to them. Sometimes they don't really go into detail about the story. It's very vague, but there was a time when they would go into detail. So maybe by the time this video goes live, they'll have the page up, and then in the next video, I can talk about it more. Now, from what I'm piecing together from other sources, again, it's not from the source itself, is that the inside of the box features original artwork by Jamie Holmes. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any photos of that yet. So I don't know if A Ma Maniere had a post up and then they removed it. So unfortunately, I couldn't give you more information on the background of the shoes. But what I can give you is the release info, which I'm sure some of you will be appreciative of. But the EQL draw will run from November 11th to November 17th, and this will be across all Whitaker Group retailers. So that will include Social Status, APB, and more. Now, there's going to be a release on November 21st, 2025 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on amamaniere.com and via in-store raffles. The retail price is $225. Now, in the past, I have said that the shoes remind me a lot of the Georgetown Air Jordan 6, and I wasn't totally happy with the look. Let me take that back. I like the look of the shoes. I just thought they could do something a bit different. But I will say they have grown on me. Personally, I wish I could see the press release from A Ma Maniere so I could have some more background, because I'm definitely a sucker for good stories. But yeah, more information on this pair coming soon. Also, the A Ma Maniere Air Jordan 4 in dark mocha. That's supposed to be the second part of the Built For This pack, but that pair is expected to drop in December. Alright, we got a couple leaks for this video, and the first pair I'm going to talk about is the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Laser. Yes, for 2026 we're getting a low top pair. Now, what's shown is a mock-up. I'm not sure how these are going to look. I haven't seen them, unfortunately, but they feature a black, university red, palomino, and summit white colorway. Now, this isn't the first time that we saw an Air Jordan 1 featuring laser. Back in 2015, Jordan Brand released the Air Jordan 1 High OG Laser, which celebrated the 30th anniversary of the Air Jordan line. So this pair appears to take a different approach. Obviously, they're in low top form. The main color expected to be used is black. And then, of course, we'll have red, palomino, and white accents. So, unfortunately, there's not much more to go over on this pair. They could look something like this or something totally different. I'm still trying to get first looks at a lot of these fall 2026 releases, this being one of them. So expect a release to take place between July and September. Also, the retail price will be $145. In one of my previous news videos, I talked about the upcoming Mowalola Air Jordan 14 collaboration. Now, yes, that pair is still dropping, but when I talked about them, I hinted that there was also a second pair coming. I'm not sure if people care about this. Mowalola will also drop the Air Jordan 14 Mule. Yes, for the first time, the Air Jordan 14 will be made into a mule. We've seen the Air Jordan 15 Mule, and I believe a few other models around that time frame. But the Air Jordan 14 did not originally release as a mule. Now, what's shown is a mock-up, so it could look something different. Now, from my sources, I was told that the pair would look just like the regular Air Jordan 14, but in a mule version. Now, the pair will feature a black, metallic silver, and burnt red colorway. So as for the regular Air Jordan 14, that features black, burnt red, and metallic gold. So this pair will feature silver accents instead of gold. And her signature is said to be on the lateral side. Now, there was a few different samples that were created, so some things could change. But yeah, you guys know I love the Air Jordan 14. You know, depending on the outcome, I might double up. I'm for sure getting one pair because I buy every Air Jordan 14 that releases. But I may get two just to wear around the house if it looks good. Obviously, I'm going to wait until we get a first look. But as for a release date, unfortunately, I don't have one, but they are expected to drop fall 2026, which means a release will take place between July and September. And currently, no retail price. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down below, as well as the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Laser. Thanks to Spike Lee, we have a first look at one of the colorways of the Levi's Air Jordan 3 collaboration. So like I mentioned, 3 colorways are expected to be released. One pair comes dressed in denim, black, and cell. The second features denim, black, and gym red. And then the third features denim, cell, gym red, and ocean fog. Now, I believe this is the denim, black, and cell pair, but I can't 100% confirm that. But this is one of 3 pairs expected to drop. So the pair, as you can see, features denim across the upper. We do have elephant print around the toe and heel. A small red label on the lateral side reads Levi's, and then the heel features Nike Air in white. The pair also features black on the ankle, the tongue, and laces. The Jumpman on the tongue is dipped in red. And then we have a white midsole and what appears to be a black rubber outsole to complete the look. Now, giving my opinion, some of you may not care about it, but yeah, I'm not a fan of these whatsoever. I think what they did with the Levi's Air Jordan 4 looked really good, all pairs, but this one, I'm not feeling it. So there's 2 more pairs to drop, and I do have faith that they'll look decent. I hope so, but you may like these. Now, as for a specific release date, unfortunately, we don't have one, but they're going to drop spring 2026, meaning a release will take place between January and March, and the retail price will be $225. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down below. Do you like them, or is this a pass? I think it was about a month ago that we learned that the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low OG Shy Pink pack would drop in summer 2026. Now, there was a Shy Pink pair that was supposed to drop in 2025, but it was scrapped. And then the information came out about a month ago that not only 1 pair would drop, but 2. Shortly after the information came out, Travis Scott was wearing a pair that closely resembled one of the colorways that will be released. Now, it isn't confirmed if that is the blocking on that pair, but it does look close. Now, that shoe featured a muslin Shy Pink cell in University Red colorway. Now, yesterday, Travis Scott was spotted at Disneyland wearing a new Shy Pink pair, which is different from the initial pair that we saw, and it's believed to be the second one. Now, I can't confirm this, I haven't seen them, but the colorway does match up to the color description of the second pair, which is Cell, Tropical Pink, Shy Pink, and Muslin. Now, there was a mock-up done by Z Sneakerhead Z, which will be shown in this video, so shout out to him. But the images of Travis Scott wearing them, they're not that great. Yes, we can tell kind of what's going on, obviously to create the mock-up, but I'm sure we'll get better looks soon. So from what I can see, the shoe features Cell across the base, and then we have like a cream hue on the overlays. The backward swoosh will be done in pink, which I believe is Shy Pink. Then it looks like they have a Cell midsole and a pink rubber outsole. I personally like this second pair better than the first. I think the red swoosh on the first pair, it kind of sticks out. Wasn't really a fan of it. But of course, we got to get a better look. And then again, this could only be a sample and not being released. And the actual retail pair could differ. But I will say both the color blockings of the pair look pretty close to what's supposed to be dropped. Either way, you can expect both of these to be limited, hard to obtain, probably going to resell for quite a bit of money. But before any of us have to worry about any of that, there is some time before they release because they're expected to drop in summer 2026, which means a release will take place between April and June. Also, the retail price will be $155. Let me know your thoughts on this pair. Do you like them? And if we're comparing to the first one, which I will show at the beginning, which one do you like more? And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. One more thing, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now, I do plan on dropping another news video this week, but in between days, I am working on the 2026 Air Jordan release dates video, which will be pretty long. I'm shooting for an hour. Last year's video was over 2 hours. Seems that was a bit long. I'm going to try to make this video between an hour and an hour and a half. For the next news video, of course, I have to make sure there's enough news, so that would be the only thing holding me back. But I do plan on dropping another one this week, so be on the lookout for that. Now, for this video, let me know what you liked or disliked down below. As well, if you have any questions, make sure to leave those down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.